Welcome to Lady Smith Manor and the very first episode of the Lady Smith Manor Diaries. My name is Miriam, and back in 2019 in the summer, Stephen and I bought Lady Smith Manor and we moved all the way across Canada from BC to New Brunswick. Since that day, people are always asking us, how are things going? What's going on with the renovations? How's the restoration going? And so we thought it would be fun to create the Lady Smith Manor Diaries. So each week, we will share with you our challenges, our adventures, our hidden treasures, our progress, as we bring this manor back to life. So on this very, very first episode, I thought it would be kind of cool to look back and to see where we started and to recap back to that day when we first moved into and got the keys for the manor.
So we have just got our keys. So we are about to go into the house, and we thought we would kind of show you what we find and what it looks like. So here goes.
There we go. Oh, here we come. Oh, nice mattress there. Did you hit your head? So here we are. This is our new home. So we'll go through here. We have a couch. Very cool. Fireplace. Windows. Let's see if the grand piano is here. Oh yeah! Grand piano is here. The dogs are making themselves at home. Okay, let's go through to the kitchen. You can see, looks the same as when we moved in last. As you can see, the manor needed a lot of work when we moved in. It had been sitting empty for several years and it had lots of challenges, but that was all part of the journey for us. We were excited about taking on that journey. And there's never a dull day here at the manor. There's always something going on. There's always some challenge, some frustration, some new hidden treasure. And that's what we love about it. You often feel as if we take one step forward and two steps back, but we're still on the journey. And that's what we want to share with you. Well, we're going to share our crazy adventure with you. So let's start with our demolition. Over the last few weeks, we've been working on demolition in the house, taking down walls and getting rid of a lot of plaster work so that we're ready to start bringing the rooms back to life. So we decided that we would do all of our demolition work all at the same time, just because the dust and the dirt you can see here on the floor, from taking and removing plaster is just crazy. Anyone who's done renovations will know you live in a dust cloud. And so we decided that we would do all of it together so that we could at least clean up once we'd finished. So the last few weeks have been on demolition mode, and I'm going to show you around here. You can see from this is our upstairs landing. You can see that we took out the wall. If you've been watching our Instagram, you will have seen that we removed a wall there to, it used to be a small room, and now we've opened it up because we just really want a really nice, light, airy landing, which we're actually going to make into a library area. So we took it down, all the plaster here and on all these walls, and then we actually opened up this space through to the bathroom and to the bedrooms. Used to be just a doorway, and we wanted to open up again the space, so we took the entranceway essentially up to as far as we could to the ceiling and widened it, and we kept we're trying to keep as much of the period features as we can. So when we took off all the plaster, we discovered this really cool beam that was underneath all the plaster, and so we're actually going to keep this. We're going to keep this beam, and we're actually going to drywall around it and keep that exposed so you can actually see part of the original structure, because this used to be the section or the end of the original house. So this used to be the old house, and then the brick house, or the brick part of the house, was built afterwards. So these beams here are actually the original outside beams from the house before the brick was put on. So we're keeping that exposed. So what we've done is we've just opened up this space, created a hallway, and we've done the same in this space here. So you can see again this lovely wallpaper that you can see here. This used to be a doorway. It used to be into a bedroom, and we are creating a hallway here. So we've opened up this space so that you can see, again, we've taken it right to the ceiling, and then opened it up left to right, so it makes a nice big space. So it's going to be a hallway through, and we're going to say goodbye to that just lovely wallpaper. And then in this hallway, we've taken a closet and we've opened it up, and we've created our laundry room. We wanted a space that we could use for laundry, but just wasn't really impacting on the rest of the house and the upstairs. So this is perfect. We have our working laundry. We have a working washer and dryer, which is very exciting because we went through a period where we didn't have any working washer and dryer. So that's really cool too. So this is our master suite. And this is the other area we've been working on, which had a lot of demolition or dirty work. So we have our master suite is going to include our bedroom, obviously, this beautiful dressing room with the view that's just stunning, and an ensuite. So we've been creating that space in the last couple of weeks. And the really cool part of demolition is that you discover amazing things, and you can see this beautiful crossbeam. And the house was built in two sections. The first oldest part was built in 1842. The brick end was built in the 1880s. And what we've discovered is these old beams which would have been the original beams on the outside of the 1842 house. And so we are actually going to leave them exposed and have those so that you can actually see them and see part of the history of the house. So we've found those beams, and then we've opened up a doorway so that you can walk in. That used to be a closet. And now we're creating, the door will be blocked up. We're creating this to be, trust me, an ensuite. It will be an ensuite. Doesn't look much like an ensuite at the moment. You can see that we are going to have again, it's just a great view from the window. And the other thing that's really fantastic in here is we've discovered a chimney. So we've got this beautiful brick chimney that we are going to, again, leave exposed and have so that everyone can actually see part of the original house. So we're going to have the beams and the chimney in here, which is going to be just fantastic. It's not the most attractive of looks, but this mask does its job, and today I've decided to do some paint scraping on this green window in the dining room. I think underneath we're going to find some really cool wood. So I want to strip back the paint and see whether it's something that we can use and restore back to its original. So I'm going to get busy, and I'll show you later what I find. So this is what I found underneath the green paint, this beautiful wood finish from the frames of the dining room windows. So it's going to be fantastic. Once I have sanded them down and varnished them, it's going to look beautiful, and we're going to keep that original wood for the windows in the dining room. So stay tuned, and I will show you what they look like with all the paint removed. So after all that work, we decided to have some fun. If you've been following us on Facebook and Instagram, you will know that we find the strangest things in the strangest places in this house. So we call them our hidden treasures because you never know what you're going to find and where you're going to find it. And so each week I'm going to share with you the treasures that we find. Now we find treasures in the house, but we also go to auctions. So we often pick up really cool pieces at our local auctions. So I'm going to show you both the hidden treasures we find in the house and any really cool things that we pick up at the auction that we also bring into Lady Smith Manor. And this week we found some really cool things under floorboards in the attic, and we also picked up some fun things at the auction. So these bottles we found under the floorboards in the attic. Now you can see there's actually, these are brandy bottles, and there's actually 3 brandy bottles, which obviously means that whoever it was really liked their brandy. There is a rum, which is actually from Barbados, which is kind of cool. And then this is my favorite, it's actually the white gin satin, or white satin gin. Gin's one of my favorites. And we found these all next to this bottle, which you will have probably seen on our Instagram page, which is actually a prescription from the corner drugstore in Sackville. And the name on it is John Smith. We know that it's not the son of Albert Smith, the original John Smith, because that is back in the 1800s, it's too old. It's actually a John Smith that was living in the house later. But we found all these bottles hidden under the floorboards in the attic all together. So it makes you wonder, right? It makes you wonder who that person was that put them there, why they put them there. But it's always fun when you put your hand under a floorboard and you pull out something like this. So these were our finds in the house, our hidden treasures this week. But we also went to the auction and we got, look at this. This is just gorgeous. It is a tea set. It's got the tea, actually I guess it's coffee and tea and coffee pots. It's got the little creamer and the little sugar pot, which I just think is adorable. And this beautiful tray that it came on, which is just huge. So I'm really excited about that. We also picked up this, which is again another silver, and this is one of those serving trays, and it's just beautiful. Like, to be able to, and the detail on there is just fantastic. So we've got those 2 pieces, and then fun piece are bed warmers. We got 2 of these little bed warmers that they would have put coals in originally, but we're obviously not going to use them for warming beds. We're going to use them for hanging. But yeah, kind of really cool little pieces that we're bringing into the house, and we're trying to be as authentic as we can to the period, but obviously make the house comfortable and the manor luxurious, and put together all those pieces so that it feels authentic. So these are part of what we're going to do with that. And I think these bottles I'm actually going to use in the kitchen here. I'm actually going to make a display of all the different old bottles and the different designs in the kitchen. So stay tuned, because I'll get to that project another day. But until next week, enjoy your week, and I look forward to seeing you again next week on our 2nd episode of Lady Smith Manor Diaries, where we will share what we've been up to over the last 7 days. Take care. Bye.